Today, let's break down Solana, and I know the first thing you guys are going to tell me, it's going to $50. Well, maybe there's a different analysis here, guys, that you will want to look at. Let's just start off right here. And I look at SpaceX, and the reason that SpaceX is important is because of the perps and the impact that it's going to play into the rest of the Solana ecosystem. If SpaceX continues its climb, somewhat as a meme stock, and a lot of people are kind of pointing to that, it has now overtaken Microsoft, Amazon as well. You got Kramer even saying it. I am uncomfortable watching a stock go up 10 points in a couple of hours, and I like the stock. And of course, he's talking and referencing it as maybe a meme stock. So let's break this down because Eric Balchunas over from Bloomberg kind of hits on it right here. This 2x SpaceX ETF race. What's happening here is interesting. Total feeding frenzy to the people who doubted that there was enough degens to support this. The point being is that this has now become a degen stock within Wall Street, and that I think will continue to push into the after hours in the perp markets. Here, of course, Vibu hitting on this. First time tokenized stocks is now the most traded asset on Solana. SpaceX just clocked 100 million in 24 hours. That's more than all tokenized equities did in the entire months of August and September last year. So the amount of trading volume and activity that's going to occur in these after-hour markets is going to be insane. So much so that you've got companies like Coinbase trying to get in quickly. They announced their first real one-to-one backed tokenized stocks are coming. And this, of course, is getting ready to launch on their own perp platform. But I think Coinbase may be a little late here. And the reason is that you've got this kind of thing happening right now with Binance. Look at this. Binance absolutely killing it right here. And this is what Coinbase is chasing. Let's go to this tweet right here because this is a good example right here of how long it took proof of work derivatives on Coinbase and that they're growing. But this is how long it took to get to 211 billion. You'll notice of July, basically 1 year, of 25 to 26 right now. But if you look into DeFi, that's a completely different story, as we see this absolute explosion to 7.8 trillion last year and now on track to eclipse that and flip it this year. That's trillion, not billion, guys, trillion in terms of perp volume. And that's the point I'm getting at. Now you've put basically rocket fuel into this ecosystem. The other thing that makes this interesting and why it's going to grow, I think, is the gamification of it. A good example, especially on Solana, good example right here is what's happening on Jupiter. They've got SpaceX rewards campaign now live, and this is getting into not only the card packs, but how that is going to become a potential gamified element of now tokenized securities. And that's not where it stops. Now you've got all sorts of campaigns out there, including what Frontier Traders is doing. They've got a SpaceX leaderboard that's essentially running on Solana. And if you look at it, that's the kind of rewards, guys, right there. It's the top 100. If you kind of scan down, even on the end of it, if you go down to that little purple line right there, you go to the top 100, they're even clocking in at $77 each one of these. And that's with just 55K. So you have a couple of big trades on there, you're in the top 100 for these kinds of rewards. Let's move over to who's winning the perp battle. Right now, it is Hyperliquid, clearly maintaining that number one slot. Ethereum number two, Solana sliding in right there. And remember, not a lot of perps available on Solana, but if you look at spot activity, now you're looking at where Solana gets very active, and I think that's the point. If we see, well, not if, it's when we see more perps starting to slide into Solana, this could become a challenger for what's going on within the Hyperliquid ecosystem. That, of course, is only going to continue to push it up. Right here, a good example right here of Sunrise. SpaceX now surpassing 100 million on-chain volume. This one is just one of those. Imagine if this starts to roll out with all these IPOs that are coming live this year. Here is SpaceX live on Solana via Sunrise DeFi. Now you can borrow your SpaceX right there on OfferBook. So nowhere else can you get that kind of activity. This is another one interesting that continues to put, I think, will put more interest around perps, especially as we see this moving forward. So let's take a look at SpaceX over here on Xstocks. And this is 4,800 holders. This, of course, pretty much being dominated right here, as you can see, and scan across right there, holders. Leading the way, Solana, Ethereum way back, but even BNB there, okay? If you go down here and look at where this is holding, because this right now is way down on the list. Imagine if this starts to move up, and most likely could even take maybe a top 5 position right there of Tesla. All it'd have to do is double. That's the kind of volume we're already starting to see. I'll go to this tweet right here because these are the IPOs that are coming. And look at the opportunities here. And that's not all of them. You've got Anthropic, OpenAI, ByteDance coming up, Stripe, Revolut, all of those that potentially could be equally, not equally, but very similarly active. And of course, this creates a great opportunity for Solana. Let's look at the Solana chart. And I'm here on the monthly, and you'll see 9 months of red candles trading in at 73, right? Okay, so even if you go back to FTX, even during that, we did not trade 9 red candles. We had 2 months in there of recovery. And that's the point I'm getting at. Is Solana nearing the bottom right now? Where do you guys think it hits? Maybe this is where you're just doing some dollar cost averaging and looking at the opportunity here, especially if they start moving hard in the perp side of things. If you look at the RSI, this is trading below where the RSI was all the way back during FTX. So again, we have not seen this much negative sentiment around Solana before. Is this the time that this starts to pay off for you? If you look at just the metric comparison of returning users and new users, look at this, guys. This is the returning in the purple, the new users in the yellow. This is a very sticky chain. So people are coming in and they're not leaving. They're starting to understand how perpetuals are working. They're looking at the most activity that's happening within Solana. And Solana's uptime has been holding. There's a lot of benefits that really play into this. Solana recorded 69,000 active agents. So it's not just happening with people, it's also happening on the agentic side. And this is just a tip of the iceberg. So imagine what this will look like as we start to see this really explode over the next few years. Agentic, along with users, along with perpetuals, all of this growing in the Solana ecosystem. All right, so there's 2 things, though, that nobody's mentioning right now, and that are 2 proposals that are out there in the Solana ecosystem, SIMD 0550. The key here is cutting inflation. They're talking about reducing emissions. And if you look at this, this is all transacting downward, and this would be huge because if we see that happen, one of these 2 proposals, this one and then this one right here, would effectively bring Sol's burn rate back to the Q4 2024 range, again, with all this growth happening. So pretty huge because this would be dynamic. One of these 2, either one of these 2 get approved, and those are events that would be absolutely insane for Solana. And again, do we see a $50 Solana? It's possible. Last thing I want you guys to think, because if you think it's going to 50 or if you think it's going to 45, okay. But the thing that will turn this around is going to be clarity. And that is when you trigger the buy button right there, guys. Clarity Act signs into law in 2026. If we get this and we see this moving forward, that I think is going to be one of the biggest signals that we will have on Solana. Just so you guys remember, we've done these videos before. And one of the key winners that we've talked about before is Jupe and Solana. Remember that? That was 3 months ago. Jupe and Solana, those are the ones to watch right now. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe, drop a comment down below, and also join our free private member group. The link is in the description.